going to be doing another dirty cup flip cup pour, and this time the two additives I'm going to use to add to my acrylic paint, one is the Benjamin Moore extender that I keep using. I like that. It doesn't have a smell, although you'd still need to have good ventilation when you use that one. And then instead of this dish soapy water, I'm going to use this isopropyl alcohol. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. And I've got white, tan, dark turquoise, burnt sienna, and black. And I'm going to pour them in my cup in that order. This canvas has been primed. I bought it triple primed, so I don't have to worry about that step. And I've nailed in some push pins as little feet on the bottom, so I can control whether or not the bottom gets all dirtied up. And I've put a little bit of parchment paper on top of my protector of my table here, just because it was getting really messy. So put a thin layer of white in first, and my tan. It's kind of blending already, if you see inside there. So the white's probably not going to stay white. It seems like it's already blending. This is one of my favorite colors to use. It's dark turquoise, and it looks really good with this burnt sienna, which I probably don't need that much of the burnt sienna. Some black on this side. I'll just start all over in that same order. End with my teal. I'm not going to put any more black or burnt sienna in at this point. Alright. So I'm at this point, so what I had in these cups was just the acrylic paint and enough of the Benjamin Moore extender to make the acrylic paint just a little bit thicker than milk, a little bit less not the consistency of, say, a really heavy cream, but just somewhere between cream and milk. And then, so that was what I had in these cups, and I poured a little bit in each of those and I stirred them around. And now this is that rubbing alcohol, and I'm just going to put it in at the last minute here. I'm just doing an experiment. See what happens there? So it's just sitting on the top, and so I'm going to take one of my sticks and just give it a 1, 2, like that. So that's the only place I've put this rubbing alcohol so far. We'll see what happens. So we flip it, we let it sit there for a minute. I think I'm going to maybe, what am I going to do? Just let it flow from the middle, I guess. Put a few splotches, around there, and let it do its thing for a few seconds here. I also have a torch. I'm going to see if the torch does anything to create some cells. But I'm just going to let it do its thing on its own here first. Decide which way I want. Which way I'm going to have to. One of these ends I'm going to lose unless I tip it back and forth, which might be a good idea. Might be a good time now to. So yeah, it does. The torch does do something to the alcohol. That's interesting. Don't do that. I think I just burnt the paint right there. That's okay, I can still can tip it. There's a lot of paint on here still. Quite interesting. I like these cells that are coming up in here. And I want this to come this way. Don't want to tip it a lot more. I want to keep whatever is naturally happening here. These colors are really interesting. And I'm going to see what else happens if I torch it a bit more. Now that the paint's thinning out. I like the contrast of the dark turquoise and the burnt sienna. I kind of think I like this method because I don't like a lot of cells. I like some random cells in some areas, but I don't really want them everywhere. Stretch that out there. Oh yeah. That's interesting. I like how it's blending on this side too. Okay, so I think what I'll do, I'll zoom down a bit so that you can see better. And just kind of angle it a bit so that you can also see what I see. So I'm just going to turn the camera off and cover the edges with the drippings. Just picking up the colors from that general area like this. It's kind of not really a fun process to watch, so I'm going to turn the camera off while I finish all the edges. So you put a lot of paint on to drip down so that it looks like it dripped over the edge. So I'll go all around and do that. And then when this dries, I will put an image at the end how it turned out. I think it's going to turn out great. Here it is settling. It's looking quite great. I like when there's a variation of size and color of the cells, just like that. So I went around and made sure all the edges were covered. So that's Benjamin Moore paint extender and isopropyl alcohol and a bit of a torch. And now here it is dry. I like the way that it dried. It reminds me of a satellite photo from above looking down on an ocean meeting the earth. I love the contrasting colors and the bit of cells that have been created. It's a really nice finished piece. Don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. I have many other painting videos that you can follow along. There's landscaping painting videos. There's paint a wave, you can paint a flower, you can paint a horse. There's seascape painting videos. I hope that you will enjoy those as well. Please subscribe, hit that bell right beside the subscribe button, and you'll be notified of all my new videos coming up. Have fun painting, and I'll see you next time.